Chapter 6404. Because it can be seen that Duncan is now more and more handy in using AI. Just like a hunter who has just mastered the skill of precision shooting. He must find more prey to further improve his shooting skills. Fortunately, Duncan is only responsible for finding them, not destroying them. So Charlie did not intend to stop his plan. So, he asked him, Inspector Lee, if I want to bring thousands of people out of this phosphate mining area and transport them to Syria without anyone noticing. Do you have any good ideas? This, Duncan said with some concern. The movement of thousands of people is too big. And this mining area is not on the coast. It is really impossible to leave no clues. Then, Duncan said, in my opinion, this matter is really difficult. And it is very likely that the only way is the railway. After all, it is the transfer of thousands of people. There are no ships, and the carrying capacity of cars and airplanes is not enough. Maybe only trains have a chance. Charlie asked, if I ask you to transport these thousands of people, what will you do? Duncan thought for a while and said, I will first find a way to find out the operation of the railway from here to the port. The loading and unloading procedures of railway freight. And the export procedures, approval procedures and loading procedures of phosphate mines exported from the port. Since the railway is a dedicated line for transporting phosphate, it should be available to all mining areas. Either the mining area has its own freight trains and pays the government for the use of the railway, or the railway is operated by the government and the mining area pays the government for transportation fees. In any case, it must be ensured that individual mining areas can operate point-to-point freight trains. If Duke Mining often has its own trains going to the port, the probability of transporting people out will be greater. Assuming there is no problem with the special train, people may be transported to the port in batches through the special train. And then the loopholes in the port must be open to ensure that people can be safely and secretly sent to the ship during the unloading and loading process. As long as people are on board, the probability of success will be much greater. Charlie murmured, if the load of a freight car is 50 tons, a 5,000-ton special train will require 100 cars. And each car can hide 10 people. A train can hide 1,000 people. The efficiency is really high. If the dead soldiers and their families are evacuated first, it is estimated that a few special trains can be done. The key issue is how to get the people hiding on the train safely on board without leaving any traces. Duncan asked Charlie, Mr. Wade, are you going to Duke Mining for a field investigation? If you go, we can go together and observe this transportation line at that time to see the transportation and sea export of Moroccan phosphate. Only by looking at the process on the spot can we have a chance to find loopholes. Charlie nodded and said, since we plan to make a feint to the east and attack the west for the warrior's den, we must go to Morocco. Now the warrior's den should not think that we have turned our target to Morocco. We can go there to observe carefully and then slowly make follow-up plans. After that, Charlie said to Duncan, if we go, it's best for the two of us to go, and don't take anyone else along. In addition, both of us have to change our identities and disguise ourselves. We have already begun to monitor all airports in Nigeria. Once the Moroccan death squad base has an accident again, the warrior's den will definitely get all the surveillance videos that can be found in Morocco and eliminate them one by one. You are very famous in the Chinese circles in Europe and the United States, so it's better not to be noticed by them. Duncan said without hesitation. No problem, change your identity, and don't leave any usable clues for the enemy.